One momento. Let's hope that works, by the way. So, thank you for joining me. Yeah, I'm test running. So, good morning to you. Good afternoon to you. Thanks for joining me. I know it's been like forever. Don't mind me. So trending all over the place. Happy New Month to you. Happy New Month to everyone. And yeah, thanks for joining me. So you know what we do here? Yeah, I'm standing up. So what we do here is that, hang on. So I am going to be reading comments. Amen. Meanwhile, brother Musbao, I got your message through, one of the people you spoke to, and we will possibly, right, reach out to you and see what happened. Okay. So happy new month. Sa Shehu Sakariyao. So you have been watching the news, Abi, and in the last 48 hours, a lot has happened, including the killing of, Ayatollah Khamenei, which has now triggered different reactions like all over the world, as well as Iran. So I'm going to read your view on that. I'm going to kind of like speak to that. At the same time, the news that the Aso Rock Chef has been arrested. I hope you have heard that too, right? I have been busy in the last couple of days. However, I have also been following things. So who decided to plot to poison Tinubu, right? I don't know if you have heard of that. So let's kind of like talk to that. And every other thing where you can drop your comment, right? And I'm going to react to it as well. Let us start with the Khamenei, the Ayatollah. Not that our views or opinions will actually really count for anything, but somehow maybe our own reactions, which is mostly prompted by those who have a religious affiliation to this Iran. Historically, yeah, in Nigeria, especially the upper part of Nigeria, the type of Islam that they practice there is linked to some of these Islamic countries. For example, the Shiites, the El Zakzaki people, like their own type of Shia Islam is sponsored by Iranian government. Now, their relationship with America, that some of us probably, like I said, we may not have direct whatever into that. But what the regime in Iran, as well as what they have to do with Nigeria, especially the northern part of Nigeria, and the Shiites in particular, not like the Shiites have been linked to any form of violence whatsoever. I'm sure you get. We have different factions of these Islamic pledges up north. Now, that this happened in Iran or happened to Ayatollah automatically will prompt a lot of reactions back in Nigeria. And remember, right, the Iranians, the loyalists of the Ayatollahs and the rest of them, they are those who love to shout the death to America, death to America. And in Nigeria, we have Nigerians simply because of this religious affiliation, okay? So they have kind of like taken up the fight themselves. So these are people that we are going to see reacting to this death in Nigeria. And then the circumstances around it as well, okay? So then what's the other part? if we have to look at their global politics and the excuse that America gives, this is why sometimes you can't actually really defend America's position. Not like we have any choice whatsoever, right? Because the same America that went after the Taliban, remember? They went after the Taliban for years. And today, the Taliban is now leading the Afghanistan, and the person who had over 15 or around $50 million bounty on his head is now the leader of the government of this Afghanistan and what do you call it? Then you have this other guy in Syria. So the point here is that in that their Middle East, so those America relate with, right? They are expected to be those that America actually have control over and their activities and all that. Those who are outside that are considered as a threat to America and the world. So like I said, right, America decides that, not like our opinion will count on any of that. But where they affect us is where you have people who are bringing these strange ideologies, this particular religious stuff, right? Strange ideologies, and people are actually being killed for that difference in the ideology, even up north and across Nigeria. So, on Ayatollah, and like somebody just said, if America says these people are terrorists, okay, it simply means they are not, or those in charge there are not in terms with them. Agreed. But when you look at the global, what do you call the global, security, the global politics, and the rest of that, right? We have our own fair share from it, and this is why we have those from Nigeria who will be shouting Allahu Akbar before beheading people and doing all of that. Most of these are being funded by this, this despots exporting this religious fanaticism. And since we have had our own fair share, it simply means that we can indeed, right, also react. So America accused Iran of, listen to this, so America accused Iran of developing a nuclear weapon, and they can't let people with such religious fanaticism, right, to control or to own what do you call a nuclear weapon, because with that they could decide to nuke everybody. That's the theory. Meanwhile, it was the same America that sold the uranium. Did they sell them that? They sold the uranium to the same Iran, right? When Clinton was, I think, their, what do you call it? Their Secretary of State, Hillary Clinton. So, but Trump was like, no, you can't let this kind of people to have access to nuclear power. So the same America that gave them that, it's the same America under different administration that says, no, we have to take all of that out. Then there is Israel. Israel, for those of you who have been following them, or rightly or wrongly, right? Israel believes that the Iran and some of these other countries that disagrees with them, they want them to extinct, that they want to wipe them off the surface of the earth. And they have the right to defend themselves. Again, their argument, global politics. And as many of us, or should I say, as many of us have our own preferences and why we probably have our own biases and all of that, okay, which is okay. But when it comes to how does any of this actually affect Nigeria, it is because, see, I don't know what is still probably going to happen, because for those of us who grew up in this part of Nigeria, we remember that ordinary Miss World beauty pageant that they organized in Nigeria, and one journalist just made an editorial or something, or a publication in a newspaper that these beauty pageants are so beautiful that if Muhammad was to be alive, he would love to take some of them as his bride. That triggered, killings, burnings, and all of that in Nigeria. A cartoonist in Denmark, right, drew a cartoon of Muhammad in a derogatory way. People were being killed in Nigeria. So there are those in Nigeria that, despite all the killings going on in Nigeria, especially the northern part of Nigeria, eh, they are not moved. But whenever they hear the news that something happened in the Middle East, where they have their different religious kind of like affiliations, right? They tend to take that so much, so emotionally that they could get triggered and blame the non-Muslims in Nigeria, because they could blame them for whatever is going on over there. So right now, the killing of Ayatollah, which has again is currently generating a different reactions. We have started seeing some of these fanatics up north who are now warning Nigerians, like Nigeria is kind of like a very funny place in that sense, okay? People are more passionate about those who are Christians. They are kind of more passionate about what happens to Israel or whatever Israel is doing. And then Israel's enemies, they see them as their enemies indirectly. Then those who are loyal to these Islamic republics all over the Saudi Arabia, Iran, and all these places, right? To them too, okay? It is like the enemies of those people are automatically their enemies. But back home, where some people have adopted some of this fanaticism to cause different killings in the country, right? Then you have some of their closeted supporters who are now warning those who are Christians in Nigeria to be very careful not to celebrate what just happened, like warning them not to provoke them, because right now, this is so significant. It's so symbolic. Why would, I'm kind of like speaking in the third person now, not me. So there are some of them that are currently feeling like, why should anybody accept the fact that in the month of Ramadan, somebody that is held so kind of like, in that place is killed by Americans, and anybody in Nigeria wants to kind of like, so they can get triggered in that sense. Even though these days, right now, right, people tend to actually have access to information easily than misinformation. I'm saying this right now because, I read and follow a lot of supposed, handles on social media where these guys made their personality all about religion. And it is something that when you read what they write or what they post, and you decide to give it a life, like just imagine if that person is actually saying it to you, how would his, expression look like if he could compose this hateful, threatening sort of a post because of somebody that is fighting global politics with America and all of that, So that is why these days, right, I do hope that it doesn't really kind of like get to that, but people are already pushing that in Nigeria, and I hope it doesn't really get to that. Okay, that people will start getting killed. People are being killed in Nigeria every day. You see, this last 4 days, I can probably give you some accurate numbers of people killed in the last 3 days in Nigeria. And I haven't seen any form of reactions or any form of reaction from these same characters who are currently, spewing fire and brimstone. Okay, so here in Bauchi State, Baba, they slaughtered over 26 people. It was today, Sunday, Abi. So just about on Friday. In Adamawa State, these terrorists slaughtered 18 people just 2 days after their governor declared for APC. And he said he's taking his state to APC because of protection. So they killed 18 people. In Plateau State, just about 3 days ago as well, like 4 days ago, they were doing the burial. No, it's not 4 days ago. It's 3 days ago. They were conducting the burial of another over 30 people killed. You probably have seen the videos where the family and all of them are there, all killed by terrorists that nobody knows what they want. Okay. And same thing in Borno State. Okay. So Kebbi, Borno, Bauchi, Adamawa, Niger, and then Plateau State. 6 states in Nigeria. You can have the record of over how many? Like over 60 people killed. But people have become so cold of that. But this particular one, they are already all over the place. So I'll come back to that and read your stuff, okay? The second one is, do you believe that some people actually wanted to poison Tinubu? Yeah, that one is also trending. So the news right now is that Tinubu, right, escaped being poisoned by the Aso Rock Chef. Like, do you believe that? Ball. Yeah. So they said the Aso Rock chef has been arrested by the police. And according to them, yeah, they have been investigating some intel, pointing to the plan or plot to poison Tinubu by compromising the food processing and all of that stuff, like a procedure. So they found them to be plotting to. And I'm like, last year, okay, they announced to us that 16 people were plotting to overthrow Tinubu in a coup. And it wasn't just a Tinubu, they were meant to actually kill him during the Independence Day celebration in Abuja. So they got the intel that they wanted to. So I don't get it. Like people who are supposed to be their own people. I mean, Tinubu is surrounded by almost everyone that he knows, right? So who are those who are plotting to poison and kill him, working for him? Here is my own. See, it may sound like a conspiracy theory. This is not a coincidence. And for those who knows Tinubu and others very well, at least to some extent, you can tell that this is just a mean to an end. Because I mean, they could easily say that somebody close to them is plotting, is the one who convinced them to poison him. Because how can you poison the president when you can easily get arrested for it? Because you get found. Okay. Presidential villa is not a place where everybody just kind of like walk into, even if you're walking there. Do you get what I mean? So if somebody says, we are going to give you this and let us poison the president, like, I don't know. So I saw that earlier. So give me a sec. Let me now go through the comments so I can react. That's what the YouTube said we should do. Yeah, Japengo, my man. The African Wahala. D1. Or last. Right, beautiful. Yeah, there's another one in Syria. I think I mentioned that one. That one actually went to the White House. It was a guy. That's the right one. The Syria guy. It was the one they put 15 million or $50 million bounty. He was declared wanted by the same America. And guess what? When they finally probably got to some level, right? So and then the Taliban. They are the Taliban, Abi. So the Taliban guy now took over government. It was the same America that now made the leeway and said, okay, yeah, he's now our guy. So what they did in Iran, it's not going to be a regime change, in my own opinion. It won't be a regime change. It's going to just be well, taking out a 89-year-old man, right, who is believed to have ordered so many kind of like deadly, kind of horrible things have been done on his behalf, according to Trump. So now they're going to put either his cousin, his son, they're going to name him Ayatollah Khamenei, the same name of that old man. But because Israel is involved, here is what I think will happen. If they announce another person as their leader, if that one is going to continue the ideology of Ayatollah, the one they killed, they will kill him too within days. Now, if they appoint another person, because they have layers of leadership in that Iran, it's not something that, okay, once they take this one out, like Venezuela, everything moves. No, even in Venezuela, they just removed the guy. His vice or deputy is currently still running things with Americans in that place, which means his guys are still there. They just removed the Hugo Chavez. I mean, sorry, is that his name? Maduro. They just removed him. So this old man that they killed, so the next thing is going to be who is going to succeed him. Oh, they've announced another person who is going to succead him. His name is Ayatollah Khamenei too, right? Is he going to continue to plan to build that nuclear wherever? If they say yes, he has vowed that they are not going back, they will take him out too. I'm telling you, ask Hezbollah, right? They will take him out. Then they will announce another person. They will take him out too. Until the last person that will now say, you know what, we are not going to do whatever. See, we agreed. We are not. Those are the ones that Trump will now announce as making the deal. So that's the point where some people are saying that America taking him out is not really going to free Iran in that sense. It is just going to get some to agree. To get somebody that they can agree with, and then maybe just change, make some little changes, whereby Iran will not be presented as this Islamic strong, that kind of sense, right? Because generally in Iran, you can Google this one. They say generally in Iran, it's just about 37% of the population that declared themselves as practicing Muslims, right? The remaining over 60%, they declare themselves as having either no religion or not really practicing any major one. Do you get what I mean now? In the same Iran that is presented as Islamic Republic of Iran. So Americans, what do they want is to have somebody that is going to agree with them, with Trump. And once they say, oh yeah, they've agreed now, then they will stop all these things. So Iran is not small. For you to know that all Islamic, all these Persian states, okay, the Saudi Arabians and the rest, they are not really small in that sense when it comes to these arms and weapons and all that. Iran has been firing rockets, bombing UAE, Dubai, Kuwait, Qatar. They've been sending rockets, bombing their cities, targeting their major everywhere. They are supposed to be Muslims, though. All of them are supposed to be the descendant of Muhammad, though. But like I said, their religious ideology and different beliefs in that sect is politicized at the top. But if you are not from their part, you go to this in a religion you do. Meanwhile, it's all politics up there. Self-preservation in that sense, this is who we are. I'm going to be like that. So Iran was never an Islamic republic. It was like, but that's not the point now. So there are those who still wanted pre-revolution Iran. But the religious one, those ones who took over and then formed government up to this level, right? They have maintained that grip for over 50 years. So there are Iranians who wanted something different. Do you get me now? So in this case, what you're going to get is that to stop taking out their leaders, right? What you're going to get is going to be what? Somebody will be appointed as what do you call his name again? Ayatollah Khamenei. And that one, Anyway, so now we are going to our chats now. I'm coming on tonight. Inshallah, I'm coming up tonight. So I just thought that we could have this Maiyegun General, Mr. Maiyegun General chart, live chart, where we have little kind of like a snippet. So yes, I am coming on tonight. I will be here tonight. What am I saying about Devolumai? What do I have to say about him? Look at the characters around there. Call your ministers, your ambassadors, your PAs, and the rest of them. What's the difference between all of them? When you put dishonorable people in position of authority, you see, making a clown, making what do you call it? Crowning a clown will not make him a king. You don't understand. We can't putting a crown on the king. We never make him a king. By putting a crown on the head of a clown, you will never make a king. You're still going to get a clown. So Devolumaya and the rest of them, just listen to their utterances and the way they speak. That's all you need to know. And those who are their friends, those who are benefiting from them, those who are helping them to milk Nigeria, okay? They are those who are likely going to, put it this way, become their victims too, right? So yeah, I don't have much to say about that. The impunity they represent is not an accident. It is not an overnight thing. This guy was a deputy governor. Sorry, he was a state chairman, PDP chairman, Ebonyi State. From there, he became deputy governor, Ebonyi State. Then he became governor, Ebonyi State. Now he's a minister representing Ebonyi State. So he's been in government since 1999. He's got no real job. He goes about, ask him, what did he build? Before he became engineer Devolumai, he's like talking about being an engineer. But nobody is asking him, what did you build? Before you joined politics, what were you doing? What did you build as an engineer who goes about with tape rule? Doing all this, what do you call those things? All those theatrics, right? Pretending to be an engineer. I'm an engineer. Do you know that I'm an engineer? I'm a professor in practice, all that nonsense. Ask him which house, which building, what did he build before he became your main, before he joined politics? Nothing. It's a bunch of jobless, never do wells. And that's why politics is all they know. Take it away from them, they are done. That's why you see the level at which they are acquiring wealth, stealing, in a way that sometimes, except you have mental problem, you can't be stealing money that way. Like for what? That's what some of you don't even know. Like some of your leaders, if not all of them, they have mental problem. They have serious schizophrenic problems. It doesn't make any sense because they are so scared of the poverty. They never built anything. These are a bunch of losers. But thanks to politics, thanks to the corrupt system in Nigeria that accommodates them. So they will they will ride roughshod on the back of the citizens. They will talk down on you. They will treat you like you are nothing. But when it is convenient, they will tell you that they are doing everything to fight for you. They are your leaders. We are doing everything. I love my people. No, they don't. They don't care. They don't. They're just a bunch of opportunists. They are lucky. They have Nigeria. They do. Right. I know that's a saying though. They won. Said they're putting a crown on a clown, just turns the palace. Yeah, it doesn't make him a king. It just turns the palace to a circus. Everybody goes there to laugh. Is that not what you're getting? From left, right, and center. They're like agberos, like thugs. Old men, oh. These are not young people. These are old men with and all of that stuff. But you see the way they do. They are supposed to be honorable people, honorable men and women who have compassion, who have empathy. Do you get that now? Who have like a sympathy and all of that kind of human connection. Because that's what I see about leadership. If you find yourself in the position of, if you find yourself in the limelight and the position of authority, It's just an opportunity for you to show who you are. But not many want to just take advantage of it. They want people to worship them. They want people to worship the ground they walk. Like, whoa, I'm just a man. Eh? I understand that we are humans, okay? So we are not meant to just be calm. No, that's not what I mean. You should be real. Get mad if you want to get mad. Get angry. Don't pretend. Do you get what I mean now? But don't be one mean asshole, you know? Like, can't describe these rogues. Right? So, where are we? What do you think we should expect from America again in Nigeria? Nothing. I am not going to, in fact, be one of those that will encourage you that America can do anything to help Nigeria when Nigeria is not willing to really do anything to help herself. Do you get what I mean? America just want to sell weapons. And if you don't have money for the weapons, they can probably discount your resources or take your resources to pay for it. That's what America is about. And if that brings peace, they will do it with you, you know, as long as they don't see your place as a breeding ground for terrorists. It has been the American foreign policy since the Second World War to be the world police. People need to understand that. But being the world police doesn't mean that they are going to be the world engineers that reconstruct and rebuild for you. That's not what America is. America doesn't build for you. No, not in that sense. But America will build around you if they realize that there is a potential that your space could become a breeding ground for what their foreign policy frowned upon, which is anything that goes on in the world, before it reaches America, it must be taken care of right there before it gets to America. It's their foreign policy. That's the difference between them and China. You know, the Chinese are like Americans too, but in the other side. So Chinese will say, oh, we'll build your road, we'll build your seaport, we'll build your airport, but we are going to discount your resources. We'll pay for it too. You get that now? But America will be like, no, we'll give you a blank check. Do you want security from America? Yeah, okay. This is what it's going to cost you every year. How much? It's going to cost you $2 billion. And we'll give you this and that. But here, you don't even need to pay now. But what you use to pay is going to be your resources if you do not have the cash. So countries goes into arrangement with them in that regard, in that sense. So sometimes they just have to send all of their own, companies and the rest of them to take over these resources in paying for what your country is getting from them. But the Chinese will say, oh yeah, we can build you roads, but to build this road, you have to take the money from the China, what's it called that one? Exim Bank. That is an export-import bank of China. Chinese will say, yeah, you take the money here. The road is going to be 100 kilometers, or it's going to be 1,000 kilometers. Okay, good. To construct that 1,000 kilometers, it's going to cost you $1 billion. But you will take the $1 billion and you pay $1.6 billion back to our bank. Our engineers will be the ones who will bring all our experts and all of that down to your country and build it for you. But how are you going to pay back the 1.6 billion? Very easy. If we need this stone, in fact, they will tell you what they need. It's not like the if. So we need this quantity, this, that. So, but that's more than $1.6 billion. Yes. But you don't have $1.6 billion for road, do you? You say no. So yeah, we have it. We'll give you $1.6 billion. Then we take $8 billion resources. Everybody fine, happy. And you're like, okay, but you're going to build us that 1,000 kilometer, cost strong one, we'll build it, 1,000. So China will do something, take more, but America won't do anything for you for free. even your supposed grant they give to you. What did they call that one? China charity, what did they call it? This USAID stuff. It's not free. You've got to pay for it. Somehow you have to. You may not pay cash. If you don't have it, no problem. No problem. We'll give you this blank check. Don't worry, it's okay. You know, by the next 2 weeks, we'll start and all of that. You know, so they do that, and that's exactly what America has been all about, foreign-wise. So they want to make sure that China is not getting too much from Nigeria or from Africa than them. Because everybody get hand on Africa like this. Just pay attention. Open your eyes. You'll see. So America just want to make sure that if they are taking 500,000 tons of resources from Africa for their own interest, whether they paid for them through all this RNG, sorry, let me take that again. If China is taking 500,000 tons of resources from Africa in a year, and America look at their own charts, and they realize that they are only taking just about 200,000 or 250,000. You get me now? So they'll be wondering, what is China using that 500,000 resources for? And what are those resources? Once they realize them, they will go straight there and say, no, China can't have that. It's impossible. They will now mount pressure on the rest of us, because globally, they can't let China do that. That is how this world operates, dear brothers and sisters. Just kind of pay attention. So when you hear them, they fight here and there. China will not fight America, you know? But China will kind of make their only two aggression left, right, and center. And America won't fight China too. Because they both have a lot to lose in that sense. Sure you get. But China will continue to just kind of like take what they can take without going face to face with America. They can't afford that. You feel me? So that's the difference, if you ask me. The African Wahala. So one of their recommendations on the Christian genocide was for Nigeria to stop dealing with China and Russia militarily. You see? Because it is like this. In this issue of arms deal and all of that, okay? America is the world #1 arms dealer. It's America. And I think second is probably Russia or China. I'm not sure. Probably China. Now, here is the thing. Everywhere they take American guns to, America knows. There are countries in history who have had American guns loaded into the country that they have more guns than population of the country, which is a kind of like a CIA operation that we read about, okay? So in the adjustment for Africa, China, US, Europe, and who else again, including these Persian countries and all of them who are jostling for Africa, they don't come to Africa to come and find anything. They know what they are looking for and where they are in Africa. Do you get that now? So when those countries are dealing with America, or let me say, dealing with the rest of the world. So if America realizes that Nigeria is, I'm going to use numbers so that it can make sense, okay? Nigeria, in the last 5 years, they have spent over $2 billion. I'm just using numbers so that you can, So they have spent over $2 billion in the last 5 years purchasing different weapons from China. And their military, Nigerian military, are being trained to use those Chinese weapons and all of that. And America checks, and America sees that in that same year, 5 years, Nigeria had only traded with America and got weapons of less than $500 million. They will be worried. Trust me. Because what that simply means is that somehow, China is harming the military of these countries. And he who supplies your military hardware is actually the one controlling your military. That's one thing that a lot of people don't understand about this world thing sometimes. But where those who are really Nigeria before now, where they kind of acted a little bit kind of like smart, was that they signed non-allied treaty with all of them, which means they can deal with all of them. They can deal with China, they can deal with Russia, Nigeria can deal with anybody in the world. If China they fight America, America can't tell Nigeria not to deal with China. Non-allied treaty, something like that. That Nigeria is always going to be neutral. But since APC, Egbekegbe came, somehow, except when America put them back, sure you get, somehow, right? They have shifted their what have you to China, and I don't blame them, but that's not how the global politics works. America will react. They're not going to look away. No, they are not going to look away for Russia and China to be harming the military of African countries, where they, Americans, are now just being like, no, we are not. No, they're not going to let that. Why? I don't know. Other than America had become world police since after the Second World War. You can go and read about it. You dey feel me now? So America will not let that happen. So why now? No, Baba, no, they door yourself. Oh, no, they door yourself. Oh, America is providing ammunitions, providing security for more than half of this earth, more than half of the countries on this earth. It's about continents, about continent here and there. America has over, I mean, I don't want to exaggerate, right? America has over maybe like 500 military bases all over the world. What do you think they are doing? They're monitoring the inflow of weapons. Who is supplying them? Is it this? No, they collect weapons from Russia. Sure, you get. They have a faction they give to Europe. European countries are also building weapons. They are selling to the world. America monitors that. You don't feel me? It is called global politics. It is about their interest. This has been going on before you and I were born. If you and I were born Americans, they feel me? We will be talking as if like, yeah, that's who we are, Americans, but we are not born Americans. Somehow we are questioning why is that. And I get you, but there's nothing we can do about it. Nothing. And we need our leaders. See, you need leaders who are going to be smart enough to be able to swim between these sharks and take this country through these sharks and this global politics that could suddenly turn things upside down for a country that is good. Nigeria may even be like working fine and all of that. This global politics can disrupt all of that. That's how this whole thing is connected. So when you see them push back, that has been going on for a very long time. People push back, generations. But America is America. Don't let anybody deceive you, okay? Don't let anybody kind of like sweet talk you. Everything you think about America or what you think should have happened to America, they will remain imagination until they happen. In reality, there are some things that will never happen. And there's nothing we can do about it. That's why you need smart people to lead the country. So that when you sit in a room with these Americans, because they are like sharks, that's what sustained them for over 200 and how many years? Over 240 years or so, right? That's what sustained them. That is what America is. So you can't go to them and be like, you need to you need to feel sorry for. No, they don't. But you need smart people in government who knows how to maneuver this and get the best deal for their own people. But you only get best deal for your people or deliver any deal at all to your people if you're not greedy and selfish enough that you have taken all of the deals to yourself and you've got nothing to give to your people, which is what the rogues in Nigeria have been doing. So give me a sec. Let me go through the comments again and react. That's what we do on Maiyegun General live chat. You can ask me questions. You can raise a conversation. I can give my opinion. And I promise you, right, I do not know everything. And I have the right to be wrong as well, which is the reason why it's a free kind of mind talk. Okay? So don't look at me and start kind of getting mad. You are so ignorant, Maiyegun. No, that's rude. You can't tell me that I am ignorant, like I don't know what I'm talking about. No, don't say that. Okay? Just probably tell me more. That's what I think. So, let's see, South Korea. Okay, somebody is actually doing some bit of teachings for us there. Said Israel, 3.1% increasing its presence in the market. Okay, you're talking about the countries who are supplying arms and all that, right? Well, I don't think I can read all of that. Okay. Thanks for that, Japengo. Japengo Broko. That's my man. Right. So, DKNY. Tinubu should arrest governors and local government officials that allow illegal mining. You see that too? Here is something. There is no illegal mining taking place in Nigeria that the federal government of Nigeria does not know about. Do you understand? There is no illegal mining. I'm not talking about 2-3 people digging the backyard of their house. No. Because when you get to these illegal mining sites that I have seen their videos, they don't have any real machinery per se, right? Other than the major ones they are using to extract, and they're also using to sort things and all that, right? You can't dig any land or any ground anywhere at an industrial scale, okay, that the government of Nigeria is not aware of. I say government of Nigeria when I say I mean the representative of the government. No. Do you really think a Chinese will travel all the way from China, get Nigeria visa, bring his own equipment all the way from China, get them imported, cleared at Nigerian ports, move them from the port straight to wherever they are taking them to Sokoto, Kano, Kaduna, and all these places. And they will travel, they will deliver them there, only to start doing illegal mining that government is not aware of. I don't believe that. Okay, I don't. I have seen videos of some of these people who are doing this illegal mining. Guess those who are protecting them? Police. I know the Nigerian police is corrupt, okay? But do you really think that doesn't have anything to do with the government and the rest of them? It's unfortunate. If you see some of the communities in Kwara, some of the communities in the Kogi, I don't remember the name specifically, where all these illegal minings are taking place, right? People have been complaining for years where the structures of their houses have become so shaken due to different explosions that these guys are using in this on some of these illegal mining sites. But when you get there, you will see police truck, you will see police guiding them, and you'll be wondering like how is that even like so possible? How do they feel so comfortable and convenient doing that? I don't believe that government is not aware. Okay. So when you now decide to go and report the criminals who are being sponsored by government to government, and then you don't get any answer, or rather you suddenly have terrorists who come to attack your community and kill people and chase you away because you're not going to stop talking. So compromise the system. Anyway, thanks so much for your time. Okay, I'm going to go and there, I agree. Yeah, that's what I'm saying now. They are all doing things there, and nobody should say the government is not aware. The government is aware, everybody is aware, Still me, Aisha. Oh, you are joining us late. I'm about to round up now. I just wanted to say hello to everybody and then, read comment and react so that I can go get ready for the evening. So this evening, I intend to kind of like bring us a catch-up, catch-up, what has been going on. So I can put them all together as, a whole session. And if we have a very great turnout, then maybe we can take calls later this evening, okay? So it's really good to see everyone, or It's really good for everyone to see me today. Or should I say to see you? Because I can't see you. But trust me, I'm going to see you later this evening, okay? Enjoy the rest of your evening. No, no. Okay, enjoy the rest of the day and get ready for me for the evening. All right? I'll see you then. Good afternoon.